the Poco X4 Pro 5G.
Let's start with laser black, our first color for the X4 Pro 5G. As you can see, it's got lines of light across the body design, kind of like a laser shooting up, which is exactly why we named it laser black. And it's not so much different with our blue variant. It's got the same unique laser lighting effect along with vibrant looking blue, which is always a great choice for those who want a young and bold look. And we got a new color for you in the X series, Poco Yellow. Now, Poco Yellow, as a color within our devices, isn't that crazy anymore, as we've been exploring this color with our M series ever since 2020. So with the Poco X4 Pro 5G, we have 3 stunning colors. Ace display for the X4 Pro. It's a very important part. Featuring on the X4 Pro 5G, AMOLED display, a spec most wanted by our fans ever since Poco X3 NFC. And this is the first time we're featuring AMOLED for X series. Now, one of the major upgrades of having AMOLED instead of LCD, it's its brightness. With AMOLED technology, we were able to get great contrast ratio of 4.5 million to 1, 1200 nits on peak brightness, which is super bright, and a high brightness level of 700 nits. So we make sure colors and brightness is aced. We're one of the first smartphones to put 120 Hz refresh rate in an affordable range. And we plan to do the same this year, to be one of the few devices to offer 120 Hz and AMOLED together in the mid-range segment. We increased our touch sampling rate to a flagship level, 360 Hz. Now, this allows our gamers to really ace their game and support their fast reaction time. Ace camera on Poco. It's a pretty fresh concept for you guys, probably. For the first time, we're featuring 108 megapixel on the X4 Pro 5G. This is our first 108 megapixel among our Poco smartphones. Not just X series, but among the whole line of products. And in this 108 megapixel camera, we have a large sensor to ensure the photo quality is clear. But what makes 108 megapixel even more special is the ability to really zoom in after you've taken the shot and see the details. In this case, your focus may be on the big architectural building, but behind, when you zoom in, far beyond the past, you can see the architectural crane in the background. But besides 108 megapixel on the X4 Pro, we also have an ultra-wide angle camera and a macro camera. Now here's a shot from the ultra-wide sensor. It's perfect for cityscapes, with 118-degree sensor capturing an incredible amount of color, shadow, and detail. And then there's my personal favorite, the macro mode. Look at this effect, the way it captures the warm light. For those who are guessing what this object is, it's a light bulb. Then we have the front camera. We all like to take a selfie from time to time. And you can see it can capture colors, shadows, and our models' faces very clearly. So to sum up our Poco X4 Pro's camera, it really is our ace camera. First time to have 108 megapixel on a Poco smartphone, which allows you to take super clear photos, 118-degree ultra-wide camera to help you capture even more. And of course, a macro mode for those artistic shots, along with video functions that help you ace your content on social media platforms. Ace battery in the Poco X4 Pro 5G. When it comes to big battery, we still have a 5,000 milliamp battery. Now remember, we were able to keep a massive battery in our thinnest X series smartphone. For this battery, it still supports up to 2 days of usage once fully charged. For our X4 Pro 5G, we support 67-watt turbocharging. This is the second time we've put 67-watt turbocharging onto our X series. It's incredibly fast. You can charge up to 100% in just 41 minutes. Ace performance. And we will be using 2022's latest 600 series processor by Snapdragon. Introducing the Snapdragon 695. Now, we're one of the first models in the market to use such a new powerful processor by Snapdragon. If you take the Snapdragon 695 and do a comparison in AnTuTu, you'll find it outperforming popular 700 series chipset such as the 765G and the 750G. Like I said, don't read too much into the naming. And for those who want to see an FPS test, we also ran the Poco X4 Pro on a gaming test, using League of Legends Wild Rift, which is a very popular mobile game right now, which is a game I've been playing a lot as well, setting the graphics to high and playing it straight for 1 hour. As you can see, the average FPS was very stable, and we were able to hit an average of 59 FPS out of 60. That's quite impressive. For the X4 Pro 5G, you can now have 8 GB of RAM for the low variant and 11 GB of RAM for the high variant. This puts its RAM technology along those super flagships, and you get great multitasking performance. So this is our X4 Pro's 5G performance. Starting with 5G network that is featured on a newly launched SoC that I cannot wait for our users to try out, and maintaining that flagship RAM and ROM setup. This is ace-level performance. Now let's move on to experience. We talked through most of the hardware, but let's introduce MIUI 13 for Poco. I know software is a huge part where our users care about, and we've made some optimizations. There's a total of 4 main parts I want to run through today that has been optimized and improved. It's liquid storage, atomized memory, focus processing, and smart power balance. This is our X4 Pro 5G. With so many features that we've gone through, we believe it has brought the X series to new highs. It really is the new ace for us within our X series, and it definitely lives up to its new title, the all-around ace. With a newly improved screen and camera module supported by a strong 5G chipset, providing a complete all-around experience. Let's take a look at an intro video.
And I'm faster than them, yeah. All of them niggas, they trash, forget them, yeah.
Moving on to price. For the Poco X4 Pro 5G, our base variant of 6 GB plus 128 GB option, we have an amazing price of 299 euros. For the 8 GB plus 256 GB high variant option, we have a price of 349 euros. Flagship level RAM and ROM, with all those specs packed into this ace.